Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video we're going to make a steampunk altered frame. I want to paint it with black gesso, but before I do, I will be sanding the entirety of my frame down because the original paint is very glossy. And this is just a frame I had at home for years and I never used it, so I thought that it would be nice to alter it and give it a new life. Once the gesso is dry, I'm painting the whole frame with a dark brown color. This is a very chocolate brown, it's very deep. So now I'm going to be using the Stress Oxide spray in Salvaged Patina and that stencil. It is from Stamperia Lady Vagabond Lifestyle Collection and I'm spraying directly. And you can see I get a lot of that spray effect and this is exactly what I wanted. Now with the leftover ink I have on my stencil, I'm going to do the stamping with the stencil technique. And that is the paper I'm going to use for my background on the project, and it's something that I made a long time ago playing around with my distress sprays. Once the ink is dry, I went back to my stencil and this time I'm using golden acrylic paint to fill up the empty spaces. And also, I repositioned my stencil in some of the areas that I already sprayed with the ink and lightly stenciled with the golden paint as well, like I'm doing right now in that element, because I wanted to have a oxidized effect. You know, the idea that some of those areas were originally golden and then got oxidized, and the effect maybe on camera is not very visible, but in real life it looks very cool. Once I was done with the stenciling, I used the leftover paint on my sponge to give a little bit of color to the edges of my frame, which really adds a beautiful, beautiful detail. So now I put on the back of the frame on, and I will be gluing down a piece of cardboard on top of it because I want my composition to be raised from the frame. And now I'm inking this piece of light blue cardstock. I'm using Distress ink in Vintage Photo. And then I used Versafin Clair in Pinecone to darken up some of the areas. So now I'll be stamping the edges of my paper. They are going to be visible. And I'm using two stamps for the top and the bottom. And I'm just repeating them. And for the left and the right side, I used a different stamp. Now adding golden splatters to my paper. I'm roughing up the edges of my paper with my scissors. And now I'm inking them up. So this is going to be the background of my piece, and I'm stamping with the oxide spray in Salvaged Patina with this lovely stamp with the alphabet. Although this did not give the effect that I wanted, so I decided to go back with the same stamp, but this time I used Vintage Photo. The stamping with the oxide is visible in some areas, but I think the technique works better with rubber stamps rather than silicone ones. So now I'm adding some cardboard on the background, and I've also sewn around the edges of both of my papers. And I'm using cardboard because I'm not a big fan of foam tape and sometimes I prefer to use cardboard instead. I think it gives me more structure. So now I'm starting to decorate the background. The initial idea with this project was to use these golden stars. And I put 3 on top and 3 on the bottom. So now I'm going to show you how I alter my gears. These gears are from a T-Molt's Big Die, and I cut some of them out of black cardstock, some of them out of golden cardstock. And for the black ones, I'm going to paint with brown acrylic paint. I do it this way because I think that when you put the brown paint on top of the black cardstock, it gives a very nice, authentic, rusty look. So once the paint is dry, I'm using this coarse white paste to give the gears a very rusty, crusty look. I tried doing this before painting the gear, but I did not like how it looked. I feel like when I do it this way, it gives a more authentic and homogeneous look. And now that the paste is dry on all of my gears, I'm painting it with the same color that I used to paint the gears. And again, this is an extra step, but you'll see that it looks better when I do it this way. And this is a little close-up of how the gears look once the paint is dry on top of the paste. And already they look amazing like this, but we're still not done with them. I'm going to use this turquoise acrylic paint to give an oxidized look. This color works amazing for that. And you'll see that I'm just painting it on the top of the paste. But this time I don't want it to be too saturated, too pigmented, so I thinned out the paint with water because I just want it to drip down the crevices of the paste. And now I'm splattering with the same color. And now I'll be using the Stress Mica stain in Fallen Acorn. And I'm just splattering it. And this gives off a beautiful, rusty, shiny look. You'll see it here, how it looks. Look at those beautiful brown drops and how they look in the light. I adore how this looks. So now I'll be altering the golden ones, and for the golden ones I'm using the same turquoise paint that I used before, and I'm just painting it on a section of the gears. And then I'll be adding some splatters with the same color. And instead of using the Fallen Acorn, I used this dip pen ink in dark brown, and I'm splattering it on top of the gears. And I'm also adding some more of it with my brush and spreading it around. This ink is permanent, so it dries better on this golden cardstock. Now I'm gonna finish decorating the background. I added this gear in the center and I used some foam tape. This piece that I'm adding right now is from, again, Stamperia Lady Vagabond Lifestyle, from the Clear Die Cuts set. And the man is from another Stamperia collection called Voyage Fantastique. This is a fussy cut from the Collectibles paper pad. And I inked it up. And again, I used this foam tape to glue it down. I want this piece to be very dimensional. And I'm sorry if you can see my head sometimes. So this is the sentiment that I want to put in the center. Before I glue it down, I've also put the paste on some of the areas. I'm focusing on the corners especially, and I'll be painting the paste the same way that I painted it on the gears. This sentiment, it says, escape the ordinary, and it's also from the Lady Vagabond Lifestyle collection, but it's from the regular die cuts, not the clear ones. So now I glued down this whole composition on top of my frame, and I'm adding all the other decorations. I started with this golden gear that we altered together. And as far as the composition goes, I already played around with my elements, so I did know where everything went already. And while you watch me decorate, I want to thank every one of you. As of right now, I've reached 100 subscribers, and I cannot believe that. When I woke up in the morning and I saw that, I was super happy. I never thought that I would reach such a number. And I'm so grateful for all of your support and all of your love. The clock is from, again, the Stamperia Lady Vagabond Lifestyle die cuts. And the registered is a stamp from Tim Holtz, a correspondence set. So here is a little close-up of the project. I love all the little details. I love the colors. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider liking, subscribing to my channel, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think. See you in the next video. Bye!